Hi traders, Nathan Bray here from ACY Securities. I'm one of the senior account managers and trading mentors here at ACY, and welcome to today's market analysis.
Today, Duncan, we're going to take a look at what's going on with the oil price, and we're going to have a look at the West Texas intermediary, and we're looking at it in US dollars. Now, Duncan, there's been a lot of talk over the last few months with activities going on in the Ukraine to do with Russia. We've got an inflation problem. We've seen oil really starting to take off. And there have been experts, pundits talking oil above $150, $200. I've heard it on Bloomberg. Our own chief economist, Clifford Bennett, is talking well above $200 as a target for oil. Now, Duncan, opportunity-wise, I'm seeing some resistance. What's your take on what's going on technically with the oil price at the moment?
Well, obviously, it's an interesting subject. People claiming we're going to be seeing prices of in excess of $200, but technically, this is a monthly chart here of oil, and this significant high here, which was back in, let's just get the right date, May 2011, at 114.44. We've obviously, over the last 4 months, 3 of the last 4 months, obviously traded above that level, but we can see these wicks. And we can see this month, we're actually negative for the month. We're on the last day of the month, and we've obviously traded above that level, but it's obviously a significant price point in the market. The big participants of the market are saying, okay, whilst there's a war in Ukraine, and that might be, more higher prices globally for oil, they're obviously looking at that price point and selling positions.
That's a significant headwind, even with the inflation we've got, and even with the geopolitical, issues around the world.
And what's interesting to me is, when we put in this low down here, which from memory actually went below zero.
Yeah, minus about $12, I think.
Yeah, this was the COVID collapse, where they were expecting planes not to be flying and people weren't going to be going out in their cars, so there wouldn't be a demand for oil, so it all collapsed. But what tends to happen in the market is that price aggressively prices in the environment, and then reverses back the other way.
Sure.
So this aggressive move that we've had up over the last 4 to 5 months, maybe all the pricing is already priced in, because quite clearly price isn't above that major high. It's wanting to get priced now at or below that level. So traders just need to get to the monthly chart and look at the significant highs and lows, and this significant high back in time here is most definitely holding price action here on the monthly chart.
Absolutely. And when you look at other commodities, they've really quietened down too. If we look at the gold price, it's really starting to head sideways to negative from its previous, what you might call Ukrainian highs that occurred a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's right. So, it all gets priced in very quickly. And then, once maybe the market has priced it to its maximum, then obviously we get a move back the other way. So, interestingly, we drop down to the weekly chart. This is still structurally in an uptrend. There's a very minor higher bottom there, double bottom, higher bottom. Up to that top. Well, I guess, structurally, because I was going to say it's in an uptrend, but that is actually a lower top to that top. So
absolutely,
we do have a further higher bottom there, but that's a lower top. So there's, if we draw a fib in, if we assume that maybe structurally this might just be holding to an uptrend on the weekly, it has pulled back to the 62% level. So, it could have another run up through here, but I think what traders need to really watch is any further run up, keenly watch 114.44. What does price do when it gets to that price point? If it can't start closing above there again on the daily chart, then maybe traders should be looking at 114.44 as an area to look to maybe trade the opposite way.
As resistance.
As resistance, yeah.
Which it's clearly been. It's had a few months during this period where it's tried to get above that level, and it's clearly failed. So let's say you're going in line with, some of these fundamental views where price is now. Where would you see a major level of support where you could look for a potential buying opportunity in line with those predictions?
Well, I mean, this of course could just stay sideways and consolidate. So, down at this area here, which is 92.61.6 is the exact number. If price was to get back down into that area, and I've just forgotten the number. What was the number? I said 92.616. We could stay in consolidation, just move back down to where we've had a couple of points of support on that weekly chart. And then, because you can see all this consolidation here, this could be buy orders building up for a long-term move through.
Sure.
Or it could be, people acquiring sell orders long-term to move down. But, if we are going to move through, then down at the 92.61 area would be a good area to look to be a buyer. And, on the other side of the coin, if you're wanting to be a seller, up at the 114.44 area, look for weakness to be a seller to trade down. Now, of course,
or a target for your long position as well.
Well, that would be a good target for a long position, or in terms of, if you are acquiring a position down here, close to 92.61, it gets support and moves up. That would be a target to use if price failed. Of course, price would break through and then your bought position lower down will be looking really good. But at the moment, it's rather consolidatory between what could be support down here and resistance up here. So, for the long-term buyers, you really need to see price action get above that level and really start to form a base of support.
Absolutely.
But above this level, which, as we can see, price action hasn't, been able to do that. It went up, fell straight back below, then it rejected here. And then we did spend a couple of weeks above here, but you can see it wasn't able to form a base above. So until we can get a base forming above there, for then, buyers buying above that level to form support to move higher, then we could just be in this long-term range. Or, we could be failing at 114.44, and this could be getting ready to move down and actually break back below 92.61. So 2 key levels to watch: 92.61 for support and 114.44 for resistance on this pair or this instrument at the moment.
Thanks for joining me, traders. I look forward to speaking to you again. I'm Nathan Bray. Happy trading.